Okay guys, so this video is going to be a little different. I decided to interview or have a conversation more with my girls and just to see how everyone's doing with COVID-19, with homeschooling the kids, with Zoom. So I have Mari and I have Christina here. So this YouTube video is going to be a little different than my other YouTube videos, just because I wanted to, go into like talking to the moms and like, I have beautiful women that work with me and they are, they're moms and we're all dealing with Zoom and dealing with virtual learning. And do we have help? Do we not have help? Are we doing the right job? Mari, she has two twin girls. How old are they?
5 years old.
Oh my God. And they're like little minions. Like they're like all over the place. Christina, what do you have?
I have a 14-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Okay. So, and obviously I have 4 kids and 2 stepchildren. So, Mari, she works for me and she has the 2 little ones. She's a single mom and her mom watches the kids, right, Mari?
Yes.
And did your mom speak English?
No, she doesn't.
Yes.
And she does not know how to use a laptop, so.
So that's been a struggle, and she had to order books. We ordered on Amazon, right?
Amazon, yes.
Yeah, she ordered books in Spanish, so the mom can help them. And then when you get home after she works for me all day, then you have to get home. And what do? What's your routine?
I have to go over everything they did with my mom that day, and yeah.
But how hard is it for you?
A little hard because it's in Spanish.
Right? It's a struggle. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely a struggle.
But it's a good thing.
Right.
Because they're learning Spanish.
And that's where we learn to look at the positive in things instead of like all the negative. Mm-hmm. Like we thought about it. We're like, how are we going to get, Mari's kids and, her mom to help them? We're like, okay, well, we have to resource to Amazon and books in Spanish. And now the little minions speak Spanish really, really well. And Christina, how about you?
Just dealing with it day by day. Obviously, there's always going to be issues, whether it's internet connection, not being able to connect to the Zoom, kids not understanding the work. But like you said, there's a positive side of them being home, knowing they're safe, knowing that they are becoming closer, not that they're spending more time together. But there's definitely.
So you have one of them's in high school, the first year, right?
Yes, a freshman in high school and then a 3rd grader. So there's a big age difference, but the benefit of that is that he does help her with the work, since the teachers can only teach so much over the computer, that he's able to step in and help her with the work. And he's a little bit fresher with the stuff than I am. Obviously, like I kind of forgot how to do certain things that
Right.
3rd graders are learning, and he remembers, so he's able to teach, I guess, like the way that she should be learning.
That's good.
Yeah, more one-on-one in opposed to virtual.
Mari's your mom.
Yeah, she helps me a lot.
So her mom helps her, and Christina, do you have help?
Yeah, everybody works in my family, so it's pretty much all on me.
Yeah. So see, I mean, that's, on my end, I have 4 kids. Luckily, my oldest one, she's in college. Delilah's in college. Lacey, she's in high school, but she's really good at doing it all herself. She's a straight A student. I'm blessed with that. But I have Lola and Renee, which that was a struggle. When it first started, Joey tried to help me. I try to help. I'm really like not good with computers. I mean, I really am not. Like I'm very good at like giving direction. Like every time I have to do something, I have to write it down. Like this, I wrote it down and they had to print it for me and type it, because me and computers don't do very well. So I had to hire a teacher to come in and help me, because I could not do it myself. There was just absolutely no way. And I'm so blessed to have, Mrs. Serranos to help me, because I couldn't do it. And at first I felt bad for not being able to do it. But you know what? I always feel like there's a job for everyone. And, I can't do everything. So I'm okay with accepting the fact that I can't do it. I'm the first to say, you know what? I can't do it. I need help. Like I'm raising my hand, like somebody help me. And, that's how we're doing. Dealing with it. Another question that I wanted to touch subject on is meals. How do you deal with feeding the kids? Well,
Luckily, my mom cooks.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
You?
I have to leave breakfast in the morning for them, so I wake up extra early to do that. Meal prepping and planning throughout the week, grocery shopping on the weekend and making sure that every day they have something to eat, and also including snacks in there and healthy options, because if not, they'll just go through all the junk food. So I try to stay away from that. But it's just kind of winging it, and sometimes I just have to leave and go take them food. It's all over the place.
It's to me, that's my biggest struggle. I mean, now that I have a teacher, she does kind of help me cook for them. But the little ones, like for today, for instance, I asked them last night, like, what would you guys like to eat? They said steak, mushrooms, and asparagus. I'm like, you didn't get that at school. Like, how do you want me to do that? But then I thought, you know what? It can't be that hard. So, you know, I went to the market last night, and David actually did, and we got them steak, asparagus, and mushrooms, and that's what I'm gonna make them before I leave to work. I'm gonna saute it for them, and then the teacher will reheat it up for me. But it's such a struggle and it's 3 meals now. Before it was like, okay, I would get home, you know, from work, and then, you know, we had a nanny at the time, and well, now I can't afford to have a nanny and a teacher. So now I turned into the nanny per se. I mean, I'm their mom, and that may sound a little weird, but now I have to pick up the meals, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I love to cook, but it's a struggle for me. It really is, but it's worth it, because now I get to, you know, spend more time with them and like understand them, you know, what they like to eat. And, you know, they're like, Mom, what are you going to make today? And when I make the food, and then they say, I'm like, was it good? My son's really honest. He's like, it could have been better. And I'm like, okay. And the other day I made spaghetti, and he's like, it was really good, Mom. So it made me feel good as a mom that I was able to, you know, make them happy. Do you cook at home, buddy, for them?
Sometimes.
Oh, but they're very picky, right? Because they eat 2 different. Tell them about the macaroni and
White
cheese.
rice, mac and cheese, and
Baby panda.
Baby panda.
They love
Panda Express.
Yeah, and they're the cutest thing. And then both. What about the mac and cheese? One does Velveeta.
Oh, Velveeta, and the other one does crab.
Yeah, and they know the difference. Like, they'll literally like, nope, that's my sister's. I'm like, oh my God, there's the cutest little things. And okay, the last question is, Christina, do you have any advice for moms?
I think just don't be so hard on yourself. If you think you're doing a bad job, most likely you're not. You're just doing the best you can. You know, just try to wing it, like just like everybody else is right now, because this, you know, obviously we're not in a normal place right now. So just, there's no instructions. Just go with what works best for your kids.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow, and whatever, as long as they're happy and you're happy, then that's all that matters. At this time.
And my advice would be it's pretty much the same as hers. Is like, you know what? Like, it is what it is at this point. Like 2020, I mean, I don't know if this, I don't want to say we got fucked, but I mean, 2020 has just been a year that everyone's going to remember. And I look at it like, you know what? If they're a little behind, you know what? So be it. Like my children amongst all the other children are going through the same thing. So it's not going to be like, oh, well, my kids are going to be behind. Well, so what? I mean, it was 2020. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, and that's how I feel. Like, you know, sometimes when I get stressed out or, you know, different things, I'm like, at first I was really stressed out about it. And I said, you know what? Look, I'm going to hire someone to help me. I'm going to do the best I can. And if they fall behind and if they have to do 3rd grade over again, you know what? I mean, I don't know. I didn't go to school to be a teacher. I'll just know I did the best job possible for my children. And you know, that's all I could do. And that's what I want to tell you, moms. Like, don't stress out. Do the best job that you can to what you're capable of doing it. And that's it. I mean, that's pretty much my advice to you guys. Stay positive. You guys are great mothers, and, you know, just go with the flow. Okay, so this is David, my husband, in case you guys didn't know. And, you know, I want to just like talk to him as well. Like, okay, so how many kids do you have?
I have 2 that are biologically mine.
So, and how old are they?
They're 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Okay. So, I mean, how are you or your ex dealing with homeschool and virtual learning?
Well, my ex works full time, so she doesn't take care of the kids and, you know, during the school time. But luckily, my ex mother-in-law used to be a college professor, so she's the one that teaches them and has their Zoom meetings and pretty much is their teacher or teacher's aide during the day.
So she's very fortunate to have.
Yeah, she's very fortunate, very, very fortunate. So,
well, your kids are very fortunate. At least they have like a good, you know, teacher for them, you know, they're in the home. Do you know how they manage like their meals and stuff? Because that's like my biggest struggle is like how I'm going to feed them.
Well, grandma makes them food makes them breakfast and makes them, you know, lunch.
Oh, okay. But is it like takeout or is it like home
No,
cooked?
they always have home cooked meals there. They don't, unless like they love McDonald's, so they'll maybe for dinner, mom will probably take them to McDonald's or whatever. And
do you ever like help with homework or projects or anything like that? Or?
Whenever they have them, yeah. But lately, Iris has had a really hard time with dealing with school. Mm-hmm. And I talked to Terry, which is my mother-in-law, and she said that Jeremiah is having a hard time right now with Zoom. He's not really focused. Mm-hmm. And I asked him what's going on. He's like, oh well, I think it's boring, and I miss my friends. So all the kids miss their friends. So interaction.
The interaction that they're missing with their friends. Do you have any advice for moms or dads, dealing with this whole pandemic and virtual learning?
Just be patient. I've had to virtually work a few times, and it sucks. Because there's all these databases that we need to get into, and it doesn't work sometimes. Video doesn't work. We even try to do a virtual a virtual meeting on base yesterday, and a town hall meeting, and it was it was stressful because they're oh, you can't use your portable device, you got to use your computer, and then they're oh, don't get on the computer, we're on link and all this other stuff. So it just sucks.
Yeah. So that's, I wanted to also like I said, get a male's perspective, not just, a woman's perspective on, the struggle that we're having to deal with. And, David being, obviously we live together, he's here in our home, last night he had to go pick up snacks and food for the children, and we have to do it on a daily basis because then the strawberries get rotten. And so it's just been definitely it's a struggle, a lot harder to me, like I said, is the meal prepping, but we're doing the best we can, and I just want to still give you guys positive vibes, and you guys are doing a great job, and the kids are going to be fine, and hopefully we can get out of this really soon, because I really want them to go back to school. So I just wanted to sneak in here and interview the kids a little bit to see how they're doing. How are you liking virtual Zoom school?
It's better than regular school.
Why is it better than regular school?
Because I don't have to drive. All I have to do is walk to my living room.
Okay, but don't you miss your friends?
No.
Okay, so Renee, how are you liking Zoom and school virtually?
Your sound is jittery.
You think it's better than regular school? You don't miss going to regular school?
No, it's because they can't do anything to me.
What do you mean?
The teacher can't take me to detention. Mom, can I show you something? Can't do anything to me, and I get a better teacher.
You have a better teacher?
Yeah, this one doesn't even help.
Okay, so you like Mr. Ramos?
Yeah.
Is it because you're having one-on-one with the teacher that you're getting undivided attention?
That one doesn't help, but that one helps. Look, Mom, that's Mr. Ramos. That's Mr. Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss your friends?
No.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
good at
So
science,
this is
but
my children here at home, with their teacher, Ms. Serranos.
we're gonna go to the pumpkin patch.
And they're going to the pumpkin patch. We just found that
I need
out.
money.
Okay. So this is a little bit about my life and the kids, and so this is the work that they've been doing, and they have a schedule that the teacher gives to them. So we try to keep it as the best school setting as possible. So yeah, let's go interview some more people. Okay, so this is Ms. Serrano's, her name is Ruth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she is here to help us with the children. And how are the kids doing, would you say?
I would say that I think being on the one-on-one on them, they get the concept much faster, in which they actually finish way before their class. So usually I hear them on their teachers, when they're you guys are finished already? And usually when there's kids who need much time to finish. But I think it's but also it's because of them. They're very, very, very smart kids.
Oh,
they get the concept quick. But I think that in a way that I think the fact that it's at home, but it also kind of keeping a structure of school makes them feel yes, I still have that leisure time, but I also know how to get my work done.
Yeah, sure.
And they get it done at a very good time.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty
definitely
awesome.
something.
She's doing, like I said, I couldn't do it, so I'm so blessed that I was able to have her. And, it's a classroom setting. We close the doors. The kids aren't allowed to come out unless they're going to the restroom. They have their recess, right? They have their breaks. They have their lunch. They're literally on a school schedule.
Yeah, they are. I think it's going great. So hopefully they also love it too.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And, so I hope this can help you guys with your children and Zoom. Look over here while you're talking. Okay, go ahead.
I'm doing my Zoom right now.
Okay, well, you wanted to say something.
I'm talking to my Zoom, not you guys.
Okay, so I am now driving to the salon. I am gonna get my eyelashes done because I'm like kind of bald. I'm gonna also interview some of the girls there. I'm really excited about this YouTube video because it helps me. I guess my fear of being the only mom going through things like this, and then like talking to other mothers and stuff like that, and it just makes me feel good that we're like all on the same team as mothers, you know, working mothers at that. Like right now I'm trying to do this YouTube video and I'm trying to get my lashes done. I want to interview the girls. I want to be able to help you guys through this journey, you know. I'm like, let's talk about it, why not, you know? So it makes me feel good. So I hope you guys are enjoying. So this is Dora. She does my lashes. She's beautiful. She is a single mom of 4 children. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So single mom of 4 kids. What are their ages and what grades are they in?
So I have a 15-year-old, he's in 10th grade. I have a 14-year-old, she's in 9th grade. I have 2 high schoolers.
Oh my God.
And then I have a 10-year-old, she's in 5th grade, and then my baby who's in kinder.
Wow. And how are you dealing with all of this?
Super stressful. Thank God for my mom that I have her with me and they're able to stay there with her while I have to work.
What's your daily routine before you come, like your daily routine, like before you come to work?
I have to get up. Well, the 2 oldest ones I don't have to really worry about, but the 2 youngest, get them up, get them ready, you know, for their Zoom meeting. I have to make sure I log in my baby before I leave.
Because your mom doesn't, obviously,
My mom
doesn't know
doesn't-
computers.
My mom doesn't
Right.
know anything about computers. She doesn't speak any English. So it's been very hard. The first couple of weeks, my baby had to FaceTime me
Aww.
because if it would like log them out or whatever, then I had to, you know,
Virtually help them
virtually
through.
help them through.
And
The 2 youngest ones.
how did you have to adjust your work schedule? Did you have to change it because of?
I have to start a little bit later. There's no way I can start at 9 now. I could as either 10 or 11 depending on what's going on.
Wow. So here's a mom, you know, that's dealing with all this.
I don't even have time to do my hair.
Yeah.
to get
Usually
ready.
she's always like done up, but you know, she told me right when I walked in because she didn't do my lashes. She said like I didn't have a chance to comb my hair today because I had to come to work and she had to log in your son and you know but you're doing a great job.
I'm trying. It's been very hard.
And my next question was, do you have help by grandparents? And obviously you do. Your
Thank
mom.
God for my mom. Yeah.
Thank God for your mom.
I mean, she's there to cook for them and.
That was my next question. See, that's my biggest struggle. So your mom
and feed
cooks.
them, yeah.
Oh, see
But
that you're blessed.
other than that, if even the teacher of my youngest doesn't speak any Spanish, so there's no communication whatsoever. Yeah. So it's a little hard. She messages me, then I have to call my mom, you know, for anything or whatever.
How do you handle homework projects, checking on their grades? When do you find the time to do that?
Well, when I come home late at night.
You're doing a good job though. She's raising 4 children, single mom on her own. Luckily, you know, she has her mother, thank God. But yeah, she has a beautiful spa, you know, salon. She does lashes, they do capitation, they do all kinds of wonderful things here. I'm so blessed to have her as my friend. You know, I don't have many friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, but friends, I can really count with like one hand. What advice would you give to these mothers that are watching, helping with virtual learning?
Just taking it day by day. I mean, there's nothing that we can do. It's out of our hands.
Just as I said, that's kind of what we're like, day by day.
Day by day.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and now let's get my lashes going. Hi guys, so this is Deborah. She runs Prime Studios. She does my eyebrows, absolutely amazing. Okay, so first, I want to ask you. I know you have a son.
One son, he's 12 years old, so he's in 7th grade.
So how are you dealing with it? How old is he? What grade is he in?
So he's 12, and he just started 7th grade, and he does go to a private Catholic school, and right now he started Zoom. You know, doing the classes on Zoom, and it's been a little difficult.
You're a single mom?
Single mom.
Okay.
Yes,
Do you
single
have
mom.
help from like your grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody helping you?
Yeah, you know, I have my parents who help me, but it's not the easiest thing for them to do, especially since everything is over the computer and they're not, you know, really
Right.
tech savvy.
And is there a language barrier? Did your parents speak English and Spanish, or do they only speak one language?
They speak English and Spanish.
Okay, good.
And my kid tries to speak Spanish to them, which
Okay.
is good. Yeah.
And how has the virtual learning for your son, and has it affected you with your work? Have you had to change your schedule? Like, how has that affected you as a mother and a working mother?
So it definitely has made me change my schedule and have to become even more flexible than I already was. Because I need to be there. I need to make sure that he's doing what he needs to do. Even if I have help, it really is not the same.
Right.
When you're there, it's like things are getting done. And especially with kids his age, and I've heard it a lot from a lot of different clients too, not just myself,
Okay.
that it's difficult for them, not so much just academically, but also emotionally and mentally. Like their mental health is like
because they're not being able to interact with other kids, play, release their energy. I mean, that's what I noticed with my son. It's just like he wants that like affection. He wants to run and play, and I'm just like, oh my god, like when are you gonna calm down? But they have no way of burning their energy.
Especially when they're like my kid, he's 12, so he's able to tell me a little more, and he finally told me like, Mom, I'm over being home. Like all I do is be home. I want to go to school. I miss school. And I'm like, you miss school. You miss school. You know, what 12-year-old says that? But it's more like
the social skills.
Yeah. So it's been difficult, but you know what? Coming to work, honestly, it helps me because I hear other moms talk to me about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. And then they feel like, you know what? I'm not alone. So it really it's good. It helps me, to go away from them, even though I still have that in the back of my mind.
But I think it is important for us moms to step away from the house, and just to, even if you're going to Target, or even if you don't work, and just to step away from the house. I've noticed that I do a lot of driving now. I just get in the car, I just want to go to the beach. I want to just get away from the house because we get so stuck in that same routine of the house and the chores and the Zoom and the cooking and the cleaning. And so there's times when I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make the bed. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave. I just leave the building. I got to go. Let's go, kids. Or sometimes if the kids are with their dad or with grandma, I just leave by myself because we need that alone time sometimes. It's really difficult.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it's so funny how every client that's come in, it's like the topics are either obviously the coronavirus, everything that's going on, or school, and how hard it is on every mom. So I'm like, come get your brows done, come relax, and then let's talk, and it really helps them and it helps me too.
Right.
So, I mean, it's good. I think it's good, but you're right. Even if you're not working, just to leave the environment, leave the stuff. Who cares? Your house is dirty. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming over anyways.
Yeah.
And then you get your mind off things and you help your kid. And then if you're good, your kids are going to be good.
Right.
But if you're not good, your kids are definitely not good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number one, that's one thing I do use, I go to therapy, and my therapist always taught me, you need to be good to care for others. Kind of, she reminds me of when you go on the airplane and they say before if something goes down, put your mask on first and then help others. Because if your mask isn't on, you're not going to be able to help anybody else. You're going to drown, then everybody else is going to drown. I always that was kind of a weird analogy that she did, but I always think about that. So
and it's really good. And then it's the mask thing, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So and my other question was, well, you're at home with your parents, but how do you deal with the meals?
Dealing with the meals has definitely been difficult because I feel like my kid's always eating.
Right?
But then he's not, he's eating just random stuff, and I'm like, can you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And he'll eat breakfast, and then oh, I have a break, so let me just go find something else to eat. You just had breakfast.
Yeah, I feel like they're constantly eating. It's
and at school, he doesn't eat.
Right.
At school, it's the complete opposite. Here's my snack they gave me at school, and it's in my backpack because I didn't want it. But when you're at home, you want to be eating. So it's been a little hard, but I mean, they're kids. I mean, what are we gonna do? Not feed them?
Right. Okay. Do you have any advice that you can give mothers out there?
I would just say just talk to your friends about what's going on, because I think sometimes we don't want to talk about our problems or what we're feeling, and honestly, when you actually talk about it, you feel better, and then you also know that someone else is going through it.
You're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone.
That's why I wanted this, because I want you guys to know and feel and that you guys are not alone. These aren't pre-recorded YouTubes. I mean, I have a question that I'm asking, but it's all raw and real, and I just really hope you guys are enjoying it. Okay, guys, so this is Jessica. This has been my friend. I'm like a / mom, boss, sister to her for what? How many years, Jess?
Like almost 15.
Almost 15 years. This is my little baby, Jessica. Okay, so Jessica is a working mom. She's a stylist, a very successful stylist. So Jessica, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 girls, 2nd grade and 6th grade.
Okay, how old are they?
They are 7 and 11.
7 and 11. Okay, so how are you dealing with virtual learning? I mean, honestly, I kind of already know, but I want her to explain.
Horrible. I want to cry. I just decided after how many months are we in? 2 months?
Yeah.
I just hired a tutor to come in and just deal with all that for me.
And what did you say to yourself? You said you literally did what to yourself?
Oh, I fired myself. Yeah.
When I heard her say that, I'm like, oh my God, I definitely have to interview her because you, amongst so many other mothers, feel the same, way, So it's like, how, you did it, what, for 2 months by yourself?
2 months, yeah. And even me trying my hardest, like, no, we're not getting anywhere. We're just drowning, trying to catch up. I'm not even doing a good job teaching them, so might as well hire someone and let them take over the stress and the girls do better.
So you're a working mom?
I'm a working mom, but I am losing out on so much business right now because I have to be home with the girls,
right,
being their teacher.
Okay. And how did you find your tutor, your teacher?
I posted on Instagram on my stories, hey you guys, can you please refer me someone that you guys know? And it blew up thanks to everyone.
Oh, that's
and yeah, I interviewed a few girls and found the one that the girls like best.
That's good. That's kind of what I did, but I think it's wonderful. So do you have any help, like from grandparents, an aunt, a spouse, or is it just you?
I do have help, but they're in their 80s. They speak only Spanish, so they don't know the difference if you're on Zoom or you're on YouTube. So they just prepare amazing meals.
Okay. So that's okay. That was my next question. So how do you manage your kids' meals?
They manage the meals.
Oh my God, you're so lucky for that because a lot of moms are struggling with the meals. Okay, so and how do you handle like manage or help with homework, grades, and projects? But now that's going to be taken care of.
Now it's going to be taken care of.
Okay. So okay, good. Okay, and the last question would be is do you have any advice or suggestions for mothers going through the same thing?
Oh my gosh. I think more moms should admit that everyone's not doing as good as we all think we are. Because everyone's like, oh, it's going great. I'm like, there's no way I'm the only mom drowning here.
Right.
There's no way.
That's exactly why I wanted to interview her because we were working together last week and I heard her venting and I'm like, I love like her honesty and her rawness and it's like, like I can't handle this. I fired myself. Like it was so hard. I'm like, and a lot of times moms are afraid to admit that they're failing. You're not failing. I mean, this is definitely, if you weren't like a teacher, then good luck, So don't be afraid to ask for help.
Exactly.
Much, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jess.
Okay.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Like I said, it was a little different, but I actually really enjoyed talking to my friends and coworkers. And I hope that this will help ease you guys and knowing that you're doing a great job during COVID. And so let me know, comment below, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. If you want me to ask more questions, go ahead and comment below.